Good morning. So, we're in the middle of an election year, and right now we have 6 candidates running for the nonpartisan seat of Board of Education in District 3. There's one that stands out, Dr. Emmitt T. This morning, he had the opportunity to be interviewed by Peter St.Onge of Charlotte Observer. I want to give you Dr. Emmitt T.'s take on the interview and how it went. So here's Dr. Butts. We're going to be talking about skills versus standards.
Okay. Hey, good evening or good morning. The reason that I want to kind of start this series so that we have a fundamental issue here, and there's a belief that standards are the way to bring about the student achievement results versus skills. I believe that skills are crucial if we're going to change the trajectory that we're on in CMS. Traditionally, we have the same students doing really well with just standards. But if we teach skills, we'll be able to reach far more kids and reach the ones and change some of the equity problems that we have in CMS schools. And so today, on the first part of the series, I want to talk about why I believe that skills are fundamentally important to be able to, one, raise the achievement results of all students, because it changes the focus on something that is arbitrary onto something that is relevant in their lives and something that they can use on a day-to-day basis. So let's talk a little bit about the interview I had this morning. First thing that one of the questions was, how are you going to address the equity problems that we have currently in District 3 in CMS schools? Well, my response has, as I have said many times on the campaign trail, is that we need to change from just teaching standards to skills. The response was a more of a personal interjection, talking about, well, this is what has worked for my son, okay, and he used his son as the standard barrier for all kids in CMS. And I responded with, no, that may have worked for your son, and we're glad that it has worked for him, but it does not work for all kids. Okay, we have to teach skills, okay, and use standards as a way to teach skills, okay, so that all kids can do well, not just his son, okay. And so there was an exchange, and then it was also I mentioned how and what those skills look like: critical thinking, problem solving, but most of all, we talked about metacognition and how important that is to be able to look at a problem that you have not seen before, okay, and be able to think your way through that problem. And so with that exchange, that begins the topic that I want to share with the voters today. We have an opportunity today to be a part of something that can bring the fundamental changes that are needed for CMS schools. And that change is teaching skills, not standards. And so I need you to join me to be a part of that change. Vote me into office, because I believe, and I know all the research has shown, by teaching skills, then we can raise the votes for all kids in CMS. Thank you very much. This is Dr. Emmitt T. for School Board District 3. I need your vote so that together we can be a part of the change. Thank you.
Just to interject something else, Dr. Butts, before you go, how many years of experience and what is your expertise?
I am nationally board certified as a teacher, and I have over 20 years of a teaching experience in the classroom. And so I bring with me not only this wealth of knowledge, but my wealth of experiences on what it takes to meet marginalized kids, and so that they can be just as successful as the mainstream kids in America, and particularly in District 3. Thank you so much, and I look forward to continuing this series even further. Yes.
One more question. Thank you so much for that. There are 4 important reasons why you're not really an outsider, as you've been accused of. Tell us those 4 special reasons why you're running for school board.
There are my kids. I have 4 of my kids that are students in CMS schools, and I've seen them do really well at schools, as I've mentioned on the campaign trail, schools that teaches skills, okay? Though my kids have thrived and done well. I have one of my kids is at Elizabeth, one is at 2 of them at the Northwest School of the Arts, and finally my oldest is at the early college. And all of them can attest to the fact that knowing skills has helped them to thrive and do well in CMS. Thank you so much.
Join us again. We're going to continue this series of standards versus skills and why skills are the best and why Dr. Emmitt Butts has the key to unlock the potential for CMS to move from mediocrity to excellence. Thank you.